morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures Blog Talk. I am your host, Shay Cannon. I am an award winning fractional chief operating officer with an exclusive clientele of six and seven figure CEOs. But I have a mission, and that mission includes you. I want to show you how to make the money and create time freedom. Let's make the money and create time freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize. I lived in Mexico for 3 years before, I'm going to say for a year and a half, living in Buenos Aires, Argentina. But I am back in my favorite little beach town of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Good morning, Demetra. Um, and I call this segment a little business value with a view. Business value with a view. So I'm giving you view of Playa del Carmen from my rooftop. It is awesome. But the weather, y'all see that weather coming in? Y'all see the weather? Yeah, it was raining last night, but it's still beautiful today. The sea is a very dark blue color this morning. But I'm going to give you this business value. So let's get to it. Good morning again, Demetra. This week, when I was thinking about what is the value I'm going to give you this week. Good morning, Teray. And I came up with something because, again, we mostly talk about making the money, but the time freedom is just as important. And it's an important part of the mission. And so this week, we're going to be talking about something that is important to time freedom. Okay. And that is boundaries. Okay. Boundaries. The key to ownership is boundaries, right? Now, most of us became entrepreneurs because we wanted to own more of our time. We wanted to own our earning potential. We wanted the freedom to do what we wanted to do when we want to do it. We wanted the freedom to kind of have whatever work-life balance we wanted, right? Freedom, 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 own. Well, the key to all of that is boundaries, right? Because just because you have it to own doesn't mean you actually take the ownership of it. Some of us are giving ownership away through either a lack of boundaries or not enforcing our boundaries. Okay. Boundaries are the key. They really are. I came across wanting to share this stuff with you because over the week that I've been gone from last Thursday to yesterday, right? I was on a retreat um, with my mastermind members or ex mastermind members. And on that retreat, I had already said that my priority was to take advantage of all of the parks, right? There are like 5 parks. You need about a day to explore all the parks, right? And so my priority was not meeting with people. My priority was not making sure I saw people. My priority was to go to the parks and experience the parks. And that was my priority because, as you guys know, like one week I worked really, really hard to get my clients in a position so that I can go out the next week and serve my clients in a retreat that I hosted, which took a lot out of me, right? And then the week after that was my birthday. It was a vacation weekend, but I had somebody here with me for about a month, right? So I decided that this time was for me. I needed this time to recharge, make things about me, not make things about other people. Well, what you guys know is you can try to make things about you, but other people don't understand when you need time for yourself, right? All they see is I'm only asking you one thing, or I just need a few minutes of your time, or I'm requesting you to do something very small. You could just do it, right? You are in charge of you and you know what you need. And so boundaries are how you enforce getting what you need, right? Now, there are 4 different categories I want you to have boundaries in that we're going to talk about this week. The first one, we're going to start with business, okay? Business. Your business should have boundaries, okay? One thing about boundaries is it helps you to show up in excellence, whether it be in business or your personal life. When you have boundaries, that means you can show up your best self, right? You can show up refreshed and recharged and do your best. I want you to remember that. That's what boundaries are. Boundaries are not about denying people. It is about fulfilling yourself. Okay. So for business, I need you guys to have boundaries so that you own your business. You need to own your time, your earning potential, all of the things. But to experience that ownership and the freedom, you have to have business boundaries. Okay. And they must be defined, they must be communicated, and they must be protected. Let me give you some examples. Okay. You need to make it clear what your business hours are and what your business days are. Okay. You need to know, you need people to know like when you're open for business and they can communicate with you. Just like if you had a storefront, you would have a sign that says, these are my business hours. We are open from this day to this day during these times. You need that even though you have an online virtual business, okay? And it needs to be displayed just like that sign. So whether it be on your website, whether it be on the contracts with your clients, whatever, you need to have that stuff out there so that people know when they should be expecting to hear from you, expecting to be able to communicate with you, right? So that's the win, okay? You need business days, you need business hours. And I don't care that you work from home, you need to respect them for yourself and you need to enforce them for others, okay? Another example was the proper place that clients and potential clients can communicate with you, right? Let me tell you how many things fall through the loops because y'all are letting people communicate with you wherever they feel convenient to do so. Well, you don't have things set up to communicate effectively everywhere. So direct people to where they should be communicating with you for whatever reason, right? And when you onboard your clients or you're doing intake, have a place that you want the documents to go. Like we need to define these things, okay? We need to set the boundaries for these things because what happens is if you don't set the boundaries, then you're doing things in ways everybody else wants you to do them, and that could be too many ways, right? That could be way too many ways for you to show up in excellence. The last example that I gave was you should always be declaring your scope of work. Okay, declare your scope of work. What exactly is it you're willing to do? What exactly is it that they paid you to do? Right? And I go a step further. Let them know what's not available. Okay, let them know what's not included so that that stuff is out there so that you don't have to wait until the middle of the project to say, oh, that's not included, right? You've already said that. You've already impressed upon them exactly what you're doing, exactly what they paid for, so that you can give them exactly what they paid for, so that the expectation should be that you're only doing this or that. Okay, so boundaries are so important, and I need you guys to go to the blog because everything starts with the blog. So it's ShaCannon.com/own OWN. Okay, own OWN. Go to the blog post, read it all, so that you can be ready every day to understand, ask questions, all the things. Okay. Speaking of asking questions, the morning show starts in about 5 minutes. If you're not in the group, you need to get in the group. ShaCannon.info/group. We have the morning show where we go into topics deeper. We talk about you in particular, your business in particular. We talk about what obstacles you're having in particular and custom solutions to those, but only on the morning show. Okay. So make sure you're in the group. ShaCannon.info/group. And we'll be starting the morning show in about 4 minutes. So join us over there, okay? But we'll be back tomorrow for more on boundaries in another category or area you should have them in. All right, guys, have a great day. See you in the morning show in the group.